Hello everyone, this is Ken just for your take preview. I'm take preview this week. Man oh man, we're doing a Valentine's Day special as we talk about the broomstick challenge. As many people believe that you can hold your broomstick for a long time and it won't drop down the floor. If that's an epic fail, then no way will it be. We'll see about that with NASA. People claim NASA's told this story, but NASA said no, we did. So hey. And also on the political rundown this week, President Trump, I'm surprised President Trump and Nancy Pelosi ain't a couple because they was been bickering arguing. But President Trump delivered his historic State of the Union address, and Nancy Pelosi stole the show by ripping pages that his prepared speech that just left the president madder than ever. Wow. And in talk shows this week, hey, we got couples with Nick and Vanessa Lachey on Tamron Hall and much more. And on the reality show clip now as couples alert too, as Night Hill and Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia kind of unsure that she still want to marry Mike Hill till he revealed that he is not faithful enough to, be married, but now he's ready. So Kenya and her husband with a lot of problems themselves. And finally, the viral video of the week is this wrestler right here from Louisiana delivers a crossbody from the heavens above, and he does it, and he gets views for his work. Man, all right. Well, have this and more, and all new tape comes your way this Thursday here on Connect. Welcome to all new edition of Tape. I'm your host as always, Ken Diggs here on this Thursday, February 13th, 2020. Man, oh man. We just one day away to Valentine's Day. You see me wearing my Valentine's Day attire. Yep, all red, decked out. Like somebody would say, I'm Paul Bunyan or something. I'm Paul Bounty or something like that. Just started a Bounty commercial, but that's another thing for another time. All right, first things first. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. Thank you all for once again for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Hey, take time, call a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. We here to take the home of pop culture, entertainment moments of the week, and we keep it focused for you, the audience out there. So thank you all once again for watching. All right, let's get to the big story. The big story this week is, man, what is the broomstick challenge? Now, many people are going bananas, as you see right here, all these challenges and stuff like that. Well, they said that NASA kind of explained that on February 10th, that the broomstick could have a gravity pull when you stick the broomstick in a stand. Now, who come with this crazy, stupid, accident stuff that I never heard of? Well, let's look out at how this whole thing with the broomstick challenge started with this.
Well, a broom balancing trend is sweeping the nation.
Yeah, haha, broom sweeping. Ha, like that. Marcus is here to tell us why we should not believe the hype.
Yeah, ladies, you've probably seen on social media people balancing brooms. Well, voila. It's a broom and it's balanced. And we did it here in the newsroom, and it's February 12th. So far, there's no real evidence that this is even a thing. A recent viral tweet claims that NASA said February 10th is the only day you can do this. Well, today, like I said, February 12th, NASA confirmed Tuesday there is no truth to the broom challenge. This is another social media hoax that exemplifies how quickly pseudoscience and false claims can go viral. Now, while this hoax was harmless, it also shows why it is important for all of us to do a little fact checking and some research as well. And as you can see, got a broom here, got it balanced, didn't take long either. So it's pretty easy to do. I mean, just a matter of figuring out just a little left, a little right, and things like that.
Not be done with a straw bristle broom.
I have seen people do them with straw bristled brooms. The broom bottom kind of acts like a tripod. It's heavier. You get the bristles spread out just enough, then you can get it to balance. And, it might take a little, I've just picked it up. It might take a little moving around, but, eventually you can get it this day. Yeah, we'll work on this for a little while here in the news.
It just goes to show that you cannot believe everything you see on the internet.
No, you cannot. But, you know, it is the internet, so.
Yeah, true. All right, you got it balanced again?
Yep.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You know, I'm just going to fly away on it.
All right. Thanks, Marcus.
All right, y'all. So NASA said today is the day, the only day that your broom can stand up on its own. And watch this. Oh my God. Y'all, no strings, nothing. What?
I know.
What the hell? Shut up. What is this? What is this? I'm in my PJs.
Did you do the broomstick challenge yesterday? Well, turns out you could do it again today.
It's just physics. You know, the broomstick challenge is just a myth. It's not no thing. It's just a fake. But a lot of people are trying it online, and they keep on trying it to this day. So I guess it's just overhyped and stuff. So hey, it is what it is. But it's the most weirdest challenge I ever heard in my life. But hey, whatever works, floats your boat. Floats your boat. All right. In celebrity news this week, we are still reeling on Kobe Bryant's death. He was buried and was laid to rest this past weekend with his daughter Gianna, and they had a memorial. This memorial is coming up soon next week. Well, sometime in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, memorial coming in 2 weeks. Well, Kobe's widow Vanessa is still processing the effect to her loves of her life no longer with her.
Vanessa Bryant opening up about the death of her husband Kobe and their 13-year-old daughter Gianna. Posting this video on Instagram of a proud father coaching Gigi and her team. Vanessa writing, "It's like I'm trying to process Kobe being gone, but my body refuses to accept my Gigi will never come back to me. It feels wrong."
The same way he committed as a player, he's committing as a coach.
She adds, "Why should I be able to wake up another day when my baby girl isn't?" They were riding and crashed into the mountains near Calabasas. Kobe spoke about just what coaching meant to him in his last interview with the LA Times.
I think coaching young kids is the most important thing we can do. It's a great opportunity to not just prepare them for the game, but put them on the path to hopefully prepare them for life.
Think about it, you saw them today and they're gone tomorrow. So you never can't take life for granted when you never know what's going to happen and how it's going to be. You have to live life to the fullest and tell the closest loved ones that you love them. And you don't see each other, hear from each other, but this is your sign of, that. Okay. On talk shows this week, NBA legend who played with Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, does something brave, and he shows it on Ellen with this.
That was a clip from the ESPN documentary. And first of all, I think it's what every parent should be, is what you're being right now, which is unconditionally loving your child and supporting your child in whoever they are. I mean, there are so many parents that are just, oh, you're not going the way I imagined or wanted you to be, and freak out. And you're so loving and supportive of Zaya, and what a special child she is.
Yes, she is. She is. Thank you so much for that. First of all, me and my wife Gabrielle, union. We are proud. When I say proud, we are proud parents of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, and we're proud allies as well. And we take our roles and our responsibility as parents very seriously. So when our child comes home with a question, when a child comes home with an issue, when a child comes home with anything, it's our job as parents to listen to that, to give them the best information that we can, the best feedback that we can. And that doesn't change because sexuality is now involved in it. So once Zaya, our 12-year-old, came home, and first Zion, everybody, I don't know if everyone knows, originally named Zion born as a boy, came home and said, hey, so I want to talk to you guys. I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth. And I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya. And so internally, now is our job to, one, go out and get information, to reach out to every relationship that we have. My wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pose. We're just trying to figure out as much information we can to make sure that we give our child the best opportunity to be, her best self.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that it's one thing. It's one thing to have this at home, but knowing that she's going to be out in the world because you're a public figure, and even if you weren't, she's going to school, and to want to be protective and to make sure she's safe, that must be a scary thing, because it's one thing for you to love her and your wife to love her, but you just want everyone to love her the same way.
Exactly. And once Zion came home and said, hey, you call me Zaya and I'm ready to take on this, I looked at it and said, you are a leader. You are a leader, and it's our opportunity to allow you to be a voice. Right now, it's through us because she's 12 years old, but eventually it would be through.
It's the way acknowledging that his son's biggest stages of being a transgender and calling him and her and understanding the plural of the LGBT community. That's brave. And Ellen kind of questioned him like, hey, there's gonna be some people that's not gonna be with that. But Dwayne Wade said he don't care. He wants his son to live his life to his fullest, and that's commendable. You can commend him on that because people are evolving. There's certain people that don't know how to evolve. They have to process it on their own. They have to leave them like their ears. They have to figure out as they go. But kudos to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for accepting their son, daughter, of who she is. And, commendos on that. All right. On the Wendy Williams show, Wendy reviews the Oscars 2020 and tries to play matchmaker with these two Oscar winners trying to hook up as a couple. Watch this.
They want her to date Regina King. Brad Pitt, I'm sorry, to date. Who, by the way, when Fashion Squad was here yesterday and we were doing our Oscar review, Regina, look, let me tell you something. You had one of the most beautiful dresses of the whole night. She really did. Imagine, this is our girl from 227. And now she is a darling of Hollywood. We've seen her really rise to the occasion. So Regina presented Brad with his Oscar the other night, and people immediately started talking about their chemistry because they kissed on the stage, they shook hands, she turned around and came back to him, then backstage they kissed affectionately and everything continued. And I say, well, what does that mean? That means she's capturing her moment, honey. That is a little close to the mouth, though. And the two-hand thing. I don't picture her with anybody but a solid black man, not for nothing. I don't think that she's that girl. And Brad, we know he's down with the swirl because he used to slay Robin Givens.
Wendy Williams, are you crazy? You want to put Brad Pitt and Regina King together. Now, Brad Pitt ain't no stranger to Jungle Fever. when he was in a relationship with Robin Givens. He made that point. But look at Brad Pitt now. He's an Oscar winner. He's divorced. He's a producer, an actor. Like Jennifer Aniston, they was trying to do the same thing. But Jennifer Aniston, no thing too. Like, she ain't going for that one more time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on her for going along. So she's saying her and Brad had their time, cheating on her with Angelina Jolie. They had kids together. Angelina Jolie left him, and now he's just back on the prowl, sitting on the prowl. Now, Regina King, on the other hand, she was dating Malcolm Jamal Warner. She left him. Her career boosted from there. So who knows? But I don't see them together. It's just like a friend or something like that. I was always trying to play matchmakers or somebody. Mother, you ain't trying to score a shot with Brad Pitt. All right. Speaking of couples alert, here's a couple that Whitney Williams and her ex-husband should have immolated. Well, Nick and Vanessa Lachey appeared on the Tamara Hall show and talked about how they met with this.
Music video. You don't look more beautiful than when you're in a music video.
Well, we didn't do it this way.
No, but I'm saying, of course not. But do you think you could have done it?
There is a funny story about the music video. First of all, you're right. We didn't meet on the music video. But I'll never forget that. So Nick and I knew each other in passing because we both worked at MTV, and he would come on the show to promote his album or anything he was doing at the time. And I was there working on TRL, and I would see him. Yeah. Okay. And we would just catch up, and we would just talk and hang out. And then when he was single, I was single, and it just to your point, we had the same birthday. That was actually the first thing that we realized that sparked that. Ooh. He's like, I'm November 9th. You're November 9th. I'm like, you're a Scorpio?
Oh, yeah.
So that was the commonality, some kind of common ground.
And then he asked me to be in the music video, and then I got nervous, and I got giddy like a schoolgirl, and then the conversations were like, yeah, okay, let me text you, and what are you doing?
So you did fall in love
that way via phone and text, because I was in New York, he was in LA.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time apart early in our relationship. I was in LA, she was in New York, and so the old, sit on the phone for hours at night and not wanting to get off the phone.
Yeah.
So,
but then I got to the set. I promise I'm wrapping it around. That's okay. Story. Sorry, the show isn't live.
I'm used to it. See, I'm just numb to it now. Just let it go.
I get there, and so we have this emotional connection, and this is, to your point, the first time we're going to physically see each other after that butterflies. And they say, Miss Manillo, because my maiden name is Vanessa Manillo, Mr. Lachey has picked out your wardrobe. It's over there in the back. And I was like,
what?
No, that's a black tank top. And they said, well,
my wife has a tendency to exaggerate her stories.
You saw the video.
It was bigger than a tank top.
That is a tank top that he called a dress.
Hey, but she looks great. She looks great in it.
The tank top barely covered the lip.
So you put her in a shirt disguised as a dress.
Top, and then I was
Baby, you can't tell these stories anymore.
Getting to the question, Nick and Lachey, they do a video during TRL days. I remember it too. It's like 20 years ago almost. And they got 3 beautiful kids out the process. So Nick and Vanessa doing real well. Let's say that much. All right. We'll be back with more take. Don't go anywhere. This is our special Valentine's Day edition as we continue on the take. Stay tuned. Back to the take. I'm your host as always, Kid Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Connect. Thank you all once again here on Connect on this Thursday, February 13, 2020, a day before Valentine's Day. So, hey, things are. But first, don't forget to use the hashtag take here on Connect and hit that subscribe button. You won't miss a thing here on the take or anything on Connect TV. All right, let's get to the political rundown. On political rundown this week. Last week was supposed to be President Trump crowning achievement as he delivered the State of the Union address and to the American people, but his moment was ruined by this interruption. Watch this. Pelosi does it. She ripped the paper behind Trump's back. Like, wow, that's just the most accident. If she just do this, wow, that's hitting below the belt. That's hitting below the belt. That's hitting below the belt right there. Why would you? But then President Trump gave her the side eye. He got his paper from Pence and he put around and then won't give Pelosi. I was like, oh my God, they turned this Washington politics into chill politics. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, that didn't end there as Mike Pence chimed in on this whole, he was there. He chimed in on the whole situation at front hand with this.
People said, in fact, the White House tweeted out when she ripped up that speech, she ripped up the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen, the survival of a child born at 21 weeks, right. The mourning of the family of Rocky Jones, Kayla Mueller, and the service members' reunion with his family. That's what that speech represented.
I didn't see her do it. I found out just a few moments later, and I think it was a new low. I wasn't sure if she was ripping up the speech or ripping up the Constitution. I mean, it's clear the contrast here was a president who spent an hour and a half making a speech about America.
Right.
And Nancy Pelosi in the final moments tried to make it about her. And I think the American people see through it. I think they see through the pettiness. They see through the politics of all of it. She ripped up Rocky's story. She ripped up Janaea's story. Right. She ripped up the story about the Williams family and about General McGee. And I have to tell you, I really don't, I don't actually get her take on this. She's saying that it was filled with lies. What lies were there? I mean, I watched the president build this speech, everything about the economy, everything about the military, everything about President Trump's decisive action, taking about al-Baghdadi and Qasem Soleimani, every story about Americans, the hopeful, aspirational tone at the end. I expect when the dust settles on this speech, it's going to be remembered as one of the best State of the Union addresses in history.
You think that she planned to do that all along?
It felt like it. It was such an immediate moment. And I just don't, I've been to a lot of State of the Union addresses as a member of Congress. And now this was my fourth as a vice president of the United States. And there's always a basic decorum and a basic respect. But to have her stand up and tear up that speech really dishonored the moment. And I really thought it was beneath the dignity of a joint session of Congress. It strikes me as one of those moments that was very revealing, whether it was the ripping up of the pages or her talking throughout the speech or looking down. I think there was an attitude of disrespect that I don't think really reflected how the American people were responding to this speech.
Was she speaking to you throughout the speech?
She was.
Talking about what?
Occasionally. Well, I was listening to the president, sure. So I can't tell you exactly what she was saying.
It was uncalled for Nancy Pelosi to do that. She disrespected the president, but the president turned around and disrespected her. I just think it's bad blood either way it goes, so it could be that way. But speaking of that, Trump found out that Mitt Romney was trying to go against him. Trump had this remark about Mitt Romney.
How's Mitt Romney? You keep him. We don't want him. Go ahead. Doing a great job in Utah, by the way. Go ahead, Gary.
States are used to balancing their budget, so I think by and large we don't spend more than we take in. And I know you unveiled your budget today, and I know there's a concern for you as to growing debt.
Yeah.
I know we've had nonpartisan economists talk to us as governors saying this is going to come back to bite us in the future if we don't do something about it.
Yeah, I agree.
What are we doing? How can we get to a more balanced budget? Certainly reduce the debt as opposed to continuing to grow the debt.
So we're putting out a plan today that over a period of not that long a period of time brings our budget and our deficit down to what it should be, which is close to zero. And I think people are going to be very impressed by it. We're not touching Medicare. We want to keep Medicare. We're not touching Social Security. We're making our country stronger again. We're not decreasing Medicaid. But we're doing a lot of things that are very good, including waste and fraud, tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. So we're doing that in terms of certain programs. And we're taking good care of our military. We're increasing spending on our nuclear program because we have no choice because of what China's doing, what Russia's doing in particular. And so we have a very big number in for that. Now, at the same time, Russia and China both want to negotiate with us to stop this craziness of spending billions and billions of dollars on nuclear weapons. But the only way, until we have that agreement, the only thing I can do is create by far the strongest nuclear force anywhere in the world, which, as you know, over the last 3 years, we've very much upgraded our nuclear, but we're buying new. We have the super fast missiles, tremendous number of the super fast. We call them super fast, where they're 4, 5, 6, and even 7 times faster than an ordinary missile. We need that because, again, Russia has some. I won't tell you how they got it. They got it supposedly from plans from the Obama administration when we weren't doing it. And that's too bad. That's not good. But that's how it happened. And China, as you know, is doing it. So we have a tremendous $740 billion for military. But again, it's also jobs in the United States. So it's, you know, it's everything's made in the United States.
Don't have no care for the world for Mitt Romney on what he did, trying to go against all Republicans. But hey, Trump's acquitted, so hey, it is what it is. Stuff like that. But then President's son Eric appeared on Fox News and wanted to say this.
62% chose the meteor.
Think about a university in this country doing a poll about a presidential candidate versus mass extinction of mankind. I mean, honestly, University of Massachusetts should be more focused on educating kids, getting them jobs when they get out of college, and not having education be $80,000 a year than publishing nonsense polls like this. It's insane.
It's just a joke.
It's
I mean, they knew
It
they
is.
were going to say that.
It is. And you know what? He's never been more popular. We've never had more support. We've never raised more money. People come up to me every single day. They're hugging me. Tell your father, thank you. On behalf of America, thank you. I was a Democrat my entire life. I'm voting for your father. Our whole community is voting for your father. We've never been stronger. My father's never been stronger. We had an amazing week last week, and we're going to get these guys. And quite frankly, they're scared. They know we will.
He said it's affected his family. So how did y'all feel this weekend?
Well, we felt great. Certainly, there has been no people who have taken more punches than we have throughout this process. You guys have seen it. We've talked about it for.
Kind of like trying to see who's going to be this challenge. Would it be Bernie or Pete Buttigieg? So that's what's going on right now in New Hampshire primary. So hey, we'll see going forward for that. All right. On the reality show clip down this week, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cynthia Bailey is set to marry Mike Hill. Now, many of you might know who Mike Hill is. If you watch Fox Sports, he's an announcer, anchor on Fox Sports on the college basketball scene. But Mike Hill did something real weird and strange and awkward. Mike Hill invited all his girlfriends to meet up with Cynthia, get to know each other, and Mike's daughter as well, too. And the thing turned awry in a minute when Mike Hill made this comment.
Caught each other at the right time, you know, because if she would have met me 3 years ago, it was a different Mike. 2 years ago was kind of finding himself, right? In the process. But when I started writing the book and I got all that stuff off my chest, I realized some of the things I've done in the past has led to me doing some of the things I'm doing presently to women. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's important for me to, because I do have daughters, to reveal some of these things. And I've already told them, I've been open about that with them because they're older. Their moms, I've apologized to them for the things and transgressions I've made in the past. And now I'm just trying to do it the right way this time.
I think I'm getting Mike at the best time in his life right now. But he has cheated on his wives before me. What makes me different?
Mike Hill just told on himself. It's like, is this marriage doomed from the start? Because you said you cheated on proud women, including your daughter's mom. You wasn't in love with. Is you in love with Cynthia, or are you just in love with the fame? That's Cynthia Brains. I don't know. And I blame who I blame. I blame Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey set this up. Steve Harvey just trying to, I hope Cynthia knows she's getting in too. Because she kind of did have second thoughts and what she wanted to do. It's never too late, Cynthia. You said you get married in October, so I guess she's still gonna go through it because they went through it before what Cynthia did 10 years ago when she married Peter. That was okay, but it just was a lot of Peter's business tied into that. Peter was trying to keep it straight and clean, but he had failed business in Atlanta and failed business in Charlotte, so I guess Peter can't keep everything afloat. All right. Meanwhile, Cynthia's friend, Kenya, is hanging on to her marriage as much as she can. Well, her marriage probably with her husband. I forgot his name, but hey, yeah. But she cannot get a word in with him when they trying to plan an event with this.
Walking through my mind. Come through.
Okay.
I like the garage door. I love that style. Probably have a step and repeat here. It's got to be right when you first come in. The stage has to be here. And the plugs, so it makes sense.
I think
you have your tables here, bam, bam, bam. Not too close to the bathroom. The food shouldn't be close to the bathroom.
It'll be tight for
That's
100.
that's 50 people versus 100 people.
And
The tables can't be near the bathroom, so everything has to be on this side. It feels a little tight for the number of people. But the question is how many people.
I feel like I'm chasing you.
The tables have to be at least 5 people. I'm thinking through, so I have to go through the visual.
Okay.
When Mark gets excited about something, he has a one-track mind. You don't really interrupt. You don't really chime in. You just let him do his thing. I don't know.
Settle down. Hey man, check a chill pill. Everything he was just talking over Kenya, and Kenya just in there looking passive aggressive. Kenya, you gonna take that from him? Wow. Wow. He said, I just had to take what I gotta take. I guess when Housewives of Atlanta just say we got marital problems and you can see it from ahead, see it from afar. You know what I'm saying? From afar right up there. All right, on news this week, a stripper fell 15 feet high from this. Oh no. But here's what Wendy Williams had to say about this. Watch this.
Jaw wired yesterday after making the video. The thing is that how did she break her jaw, fracture her teeth, and sprain her ankle, but kept all her nails? I found that to be a miracle. You know what I mean? This is very, very terrible. You know, I love the strip club and I support the girls at the strip club. It's a temporary situation to get yourself out of a worse situation. But you know what? So I went on her social media because they blame a lot of things on moms, but dads, you got one job. You know what that job is? Keep your daughter off the pole. And the strip club is not taking responsibility. Although there are two schools of thought. When you get hurt at work, isn't that workman's compensation? On one hand. On the other hand, if you're a performance artist, right, and you see a 15-foot pole, do you have to go up all 15 feet? But see, that brings in better tips. Believe me, you. But, and she went up and I guess lost grip and fell down, but she kept employee of the month. I don't know. I don't know what to say. The CEO of the club says she chose her own routine. See, when you're a performer, a lot of times you practice what you're going to do before you actually do it. So she might have climbed up earlier in the day and it all worked out fine. And then something happened where she fell down. Look, Miss Sky, I'm sorry to hear about what's happening. You know, it's unbelievable that you broke your jaw because you were still talking to us really regular. Like I wouldn't have, I've heard people who've never broken a jaw speak horribly. But, you know, good luck to you. You know, one of Gina's friends started a GoFundMe page Now, as of last night, I did check. There was $13,500.
Yeah.
About 6 o'clock at night. Yeah. But now, as of this morning, it's over $30,000. Yeah.
Even Wendy Williams had a point message to the stripper about her broken jaw. Hey, Wendy Williams, you get up there and you see what you do. I forgot you're falling on your face. Fall on your face. Wow. Telling that stripper what not to do. All right. And finally, the viral video of the week. All right. Now, this Louisiana wrestler done something incredible that many people would never thought. And he did it at a mall, flying through a level with this.
Wrestling video gone viral. That was the scene over the weekend at the Esplanade Mall in Kenner. A local wrestler, no, not from the top rope, from the top floor with the takedown right there. That clip has been viewed nearly 3 million times since Sunday.
It makes me nervous every time I think about what if my son tried to do that. Okay, but today, WDSU sports anchor Fletcher Mackel caught up with the men who pulled off that impossible move. Fletcher.
That's right. Most people know about WWE and events like WrestleMania, but after this weekend, more and more fans are learning about Wildcat Sports, a local wrestling operation led by the father and son duo of Luke and pjhawk. They sent the sports world into a frenzy with their most recent high wire act, PJ, jumping off the second floor balcony at the Esplanade Mall in Kenner during a recent show, resulting in ESPN, Barstool, and dozens of other national sports media picking up the clip.
He's watched me do crazy stuff wrestling. When I was coming up, I did 450s off the balcony at the ECW arena through tables with thumbtacks and stuff. I was a King of Deathmatch champion. I had this crazy career. I've been wrestling 21 years, so he's seen all the stuff I did. Not that I want him to repeat those footsteps, but I knew that was something that he could perfect, and that's something he could nail. And now it's going to go down in history, right? So I'm proud of him.
I wouldn't recommend anybody do that because we're trained professionals. Not only am I a pro wrestler, but I'm a stuntman, so I'm trained to take falls, but it hurts a lot. We train our bodies, though, to get our bodies ready to take impact and just deal with any kind of damages, but hurts a lot. Sore. I felt sore for a while in my ribs. And any kind of impact area, I felt it, for a few days.
Here's the thing about wrestling. It has this bad misconception for being fake. But it's not fake. It's entertainment, but the contact is real. Everything we do in the ring is real. So when you have another body coming down 15, 20 feet from, that's 180 pounds, hitting you full force, of course it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt the body. It's going to hurt everybody involved. But we're trained professionals. Not only, like my son also said, not only are we professional wrestlers, we're professional stuntmen.
When the Hawks aren't showing off in the ring or working in film and television as stuntmen, they have a school, a training academy to help young athletes become professional wrestlers.
This is like pjhawk from Wildcat Sports and his father Luke. Now, many of you might not know what Wildcat Sports is. There's a wrestling promotion out in Louisiana, and the Hawks decided to take advantage of the moment. They did. PJ went up there and just delivered a crossbody from high up above a mall deck. PJ said he's a stunt man. That would have been, been my kid. I would have just gave him a lash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boy, you don't do that. We raised you better than that, but he wanted attention and it worked. And he has a lot of views. He's up to almost 5 million. Wow. Just one view. They can do that, and then they need to capitalize there and say, hey, we'll see more PJ, see him at on Wildcat Sports. That's what they're doing. Smart business acumen right now. Smart. All right. Thank you all once again for watching this edition of The Tape, a Valentine's Day special. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon, and so long, and happy Valentine's Day. See you later.